For many people, and entrepreneurs in particular, Los Angeles is a symbol of opportunities and success, and it really is. But what if your successful business is there in Los Angeles, but you want to live somewhere else? Hi there, my name is Alena Goco, the founder of Soapy Mania Handcrafted Soap Boutique, where we make natural and organic soap and bath treats. And now I have just started a new chapter of my life. In this video, I'm gonna tell you how I managed to live a successful business in Los Angeles and move myself and my entire family to Florida. I'm gonna tell you the step-by-step directions of how to run a business on a distance. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to avoid missing new videos, okay? Let's go! Moving is always a challenge. Even if you're moving within one town, one city, it still requires a lot of logistics, work, and coordination. Right now, we have already moved, and I'm in the process of building a new house, a new place, building my new routine, and everything new. I left my business in LA, and I do not worry much about it. You know why? Because I built a great system and a great team that takes care of everything on my behalf. So building a system and delegating in a proper way allows you to be anywhere you want while your business is successfully working where it's supposed to be. You don't have to be physically present somewhere where your business is physically located. You can be anywhere else and the business will still thrive. I started the delegation process and building a system a long time ago. I've made so many mistakes and I've learned so many lessons. So right now I'm ready to share with you so you can avoid making these mistakes. So how to successfully delegate and build a system. Step 1, analysis of staffing requirements. First of all, you need to know the tasks that you want to delegate. In order to do so, what I did and what I'm doing actually constantly, I write down everything that I do, like every little thing, even if it's like just sending an email or if it's just like 5 minutes, print something. Or if it's a big task, build a website, something. So I write everything down. I have a list of everything. On the list, I have check boxes. So, hey, I can do it. I like doing this. Am I efficient in it? So this is technically 3 questions that you ask yourself next to every task you wrote down. If you like doing this and you enjoy doing this and it's not taking you forever, that's also very important, then you can leave this task for you. Just because you're here to live your life, you're here to live a happy life, you were born to be happy. That's why if this task makes you happy, go for it. However, if you're not efficient, it's taking forever for you, you're gonna end up spending your entire time on this specific task and your business is gonna be waiting for you to move on. So that's why try to balance it out. Another question that you need to ask yourself if you are qualified doing this. So let's say I'm not super good with accounting or I'm not super good with finances. Can I figure it out? I probably can. Do I want to figure it out? I don't know. Do I want to do it overall? No, I do not want to do that. So that's why that's a great task for delegation for me. And also please do not disregard like little tasks. Oh, well, that takes like 5 minutes of my life. I'm gonna do it myself instead of delegating it to someone. Yeah, I don't enjoy it, but it's only like, 2-3 minutes. That's also a great candidate for delegation. Just because 2-3 minutes here, 2-3 minutes there, and there you go. The day has passed, you haven't started doing your real work. First of all, you need to write down all the requirements and write down all the tasks that you want to delegate. Probably there are going to be several tasks for several different people. So for example, I have like technical tasks and creative tasks all in one that I want to delegate. And I do realize that it is impossible to be perfect at everything for anyone. Some people do something better, some people do other things better. And that's why you need to assess and you need to separate those tasks. Because, like I said, you were born to be happy and your people that are working for you, they also were born to be happy. And they're actually building your business for you. That's why their happiness is your happiness. That's my #1 goal, to make people who work for me happy so that they build a team, so that they thrive together, so that they enjoy working for me. So once you have all the tasks written down and you see, let's say you have a task for 2 people already or 3 people, most likely that happens. But for now, just write everything down. And then step 2, development a job profile. This step is very, very important just because you need to write down every single detail on the job description. Meaning, you need to write down all the responsibilities, all the requirements, all the education and skills levels, all the experience, expertise. Probably you need some kind of licenses. Everything needs to be written down. If it's going to be written down, when people are going to be applying for a job, they're going to browse through and they're going to see themselves if they fit or not. So that would actually make your life easier later, just because, you know, sometimes you didn't say that, and then you hire the person and then you tell this person, hey, you need to do also this and this. And this person, well, I don't want to do it, or like, I cannot do it. So that's why it wasted your time. You already hired the person, you already trained the person, and then at the end of the day, you need this task to be done, but this person is not capable of doing that. So that's why the more you write down on the job description, the better. On top of the requirements and all the skill sets, you need to write down everything that you offer as an employer. So benefits, wages, probably some, I don't know, free stuff. For those who are gonna be working at the warehouse, at my soapy business, I like putting the note that you're gonna be smelling better after work than before, just because we have so many fragrances and our place just blooms with all the nice smells. That's why it's a nice touch, you know, to put. Also on the job description, please be you. You don't have to sound like super corporate and super professional if you're a small business and you're a startup. Or you cannot throw like little informal things if you're in the corporate level. Just assess, be you, situate yourself where you are in the hierarchy, and then write the description as you would write it for yourself. It also a nice touch if it's a physical location or if it's a remote job. Please also put this note over there, like all the opportunities. Let's say I have a few job positions that I require to be physically present at the warehouse for a certain amount of time, or like let's say Mondays and Tuesdays, but the rest can be done remotely. There's positions like that. So you have to mention that just because this is a point of attraction for people who are looking for a hybrid job. Also, be honest. Be honest with the wages, with the salary that you can offer. Be honest with all the benefits that you offer, because if you say like, oh, all the benefits are covered, and then when a person shows up and you tell him, oh no, I don't have medical or something, again, that's gonna waste your time, that's gonna waste somebody's time. Don't waste anyone's time. Your time is precious. Again, you're here to be happy. So once all the requirements are written down and all the job description is fully formed, and it's okay if it's actually, you know, taking you 2 pages, that's fine. I always put a little detail at the very, very end. Let's say, please send me a cover letter explaining why you want to work for me. Or please send me a cover letter explaining why your skills work for this position best. This touch helps out to filter the candidates that are going to be applying for a job. Let's say I need a very detail-oriented person that's going to be, you know, doing the work remotely, and that's going to be doing a lot of paperwork. So I put this note at the very end, and I make sure that I only accept candidates that write cover letters. Just because if a person just applied and didn't read through it, that's not a good sign for this specific job. But of course, there are jobs that do not require that level of attention to details. So you need to assess who you are looking for. So probably imagine a person. I keep telling this story that one of the employees, she's my angel, she is my right and left hand. She runs the whole show right now over there. She's my operational director. I actually made a wish for the New Year's, the New Year resolution. So I wrote down exactly, I need person to be this, that, and that. And guess what? She showed up in March of this year. Visualization is very important, and I love how your brain works, and I love how the universe, God, whoever you believe in, works in this game. So this is a game, and you need to kind of play it. It's fun. Just imagine who you really need, and then write it down, and I'm sure the right person is gonna be there for you. Step 3. Once the job description is fully written down, you need to establish the recruitment process. You might think it's gonna take you a minute to upload the job description. Oh, it's gonna take me 2 seconds to browse through the candidates. Well, guess what? 2 minutes here, 2 minutes there, the time is gone. So yes, it requires some kind of process. If you're just on your own and you're just starting, of course you're doing everything yourself. But again, keep in mind the step-by-step directions. If you have at least one employee or an assistant, I think it's a great task for delegation. So just give requirements. Hey, can you please post this job on this website or on these platforms, and make sure you check their cover letters and look for the specific skill set among the candidates that are applied for the job. And just give me a list. Let's say give me just 5 your best choices out of them all. That means that, you don't waste your time browsing through like hundreds and hundreds applications. Don't read all those resumes and everything just because somebody did it for you. If you're doing it yourself, try to actually also come up with a clever idea. If it's, let's say, only 5 applicants, probably you can read them and you can assess whoever feels right for this position. But if it's like 100 or 200, try to filter them out smarter. So let's say on the job description, it is a requirement to have bachelor's degree in IT. For some reason, you're hiring an IT person and you want the person to be not only experienced, but also educated in the proper way. This is absolutely broad example. When you browse through all the candidates, you look for their education level. And if their education is, let's say, in English, but you need an IT, that's probably not the best candidate for this specific job. But if you're looking for someone who's going to do the copyright or do the social media, English might be a great major for it. Try not to spend way too much time on reading through and trying to fit something that doesn't fit to a place. Step 4, developing a training process. That is also a very important step, just because you can find the best candidate with the best expertise, and this person would know everything better than you, which I encourage you to find people like that. But you didn't spend time training, explaining what your business details are, what your niche, what's your expectations. Even though you wrote everything down, you still need to spend some time with this person. If you're a small business and you do everything yourself, make sure you dedicate this time. If you have already some kind of system and a few more employees, please make sure that you find a person who's going to be properly training a new hire, and give this person time. Probably it's going to take a few days. For some people, it's going to take a few weeks, and that's okay. You have to be ready to pay for this training period, or probably you've negotiated smaller pay during the training period, or, terms and conditions always apply. But anyways, this is very important. Let's say you have a chunk of great quality clay, but it's just a clay. It's not a pot yet. So training is a process where you're trying to build something out of this clay, and it's already the pot, then it's gonna be forming on its own once you establish the process, the routine. Once the spinning wheel starts working and you put your hands at the very end, then the pot is gonna shape on its own. Well, I'm not good with clay, don't quote me on this. I think it's just a good metaphor. Also, during the training period, you introduce a new hire to the culture of the business, to all the values that your business has, and try to put the vector of the move for this new hire. Step 5, delegation of authority. This step was very challenging for me personally. Just first of all, I'm a control freak, and second of all, I didn't know how to properly structure the system at the very beginning. That's why I locked everyone to communicate directly to me. So let's say I had one hire, and of course we communicated and we worked. Then I have 2 employees, so I work with one person, I work with another person, and then my work time is actually lesser. Then I have 10 people, and then I work with each and every of them, and then I don't have time at all. So that's why delegating in authority is very important. So you need to try the structure, the hierarchy of who is reporting to who. In most of the books, the business books, they're saying it is not more than 6 people that you need to communicate in order to be efficient. To me personally, 6 is a little too much, just because 6 half-an-hour meetings or 6 an-hour meetings and my day is gone. So to me, I try to communicate with 3, maximum 4. Needs to be brief. Like, I personally don't like meetings. I personally don't like sitting in a group of people and trying, or like on Zoom and trying to figure something out. I try to hire people who are going to be efficient, who are going to be proactive. We communicate via emails or via messengers if it's something really quick. So that's why I try to establish the system. So, okay, let's say I'm hiring a customer success manager. And this manager will have this and this and this job requirements. And I don't need to be involved in his day-to-day operations. However, if he has some questions, I tell him, okay, this is the operational director. She's gonna answer this and this and that question. Here is the assistant. She knows this and this and that. So that's why I try to kind of steer him. So if you have a question about this, you go here. If you question about this, you go here. If none of this can be answered by anyone, okay, you call me or you email me. And also I structure the system for myself. Like I said, I don't like meetings, so that's why I tell them the best way to communicate with me is email. If you send me an email, most likely I'm gonna reply within a few hours, so like within 24 hours the latest. If it's something urgent, send me a text or give me a call. That's like for super urgent. I try not to have urgent tasks, but you know, life happens, business happens. Always have some kind of urgency here and there. If an urgent task that needs my attention and no one can solve it without me, okay, call me or text me. Of course, we have meetings once in a while to assess what's going on, just because I'm not physically present there. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe there is something going on internally in somebody's life and they're sad, upset, they're not as efficient at work and they need some kind of extra attention. I don't see it because I'm here, they're across the country, and I don't know what's going on. So like once in a while, yes, we do some kind of meetings and we do one-on-one if there is like higher position in the company. So let's say I do communicate with my operational director, I do communicate with my personal assistant, I do communicate with this and that person. But with other people, I try to have group meetings and I try to assess, hey, what's up, what's going on, how are you feeling, if everything is okay. Probably, you know, once a month or like once in a few weeks, you have a meeting, you give an update to people. So, hey, this is where we are, this is where we go into. Just because people like being involved in order to establish this relationship when they really want to be a part of your business, they want to be a part of the family. They not only work there, but actually, you know, give a portion of their soul to the business. Then you need to keep them updated, like where are you going, what's going on. Hey, like we got this order, so it's gonna require a lot of your work, a lot of your attention, and we're gonna be doing this and that in the next 3 weeks. Or, hey, like we didn't get this order, we don't really have much work, but I'm gonna try to compensate it with this and this and that. So you have to communicate with your employees, you have to be present. Even if you have like 50 employees, you still, you know, once in a while send them lunch or send them, you know, nice breakfast, or just talk to them. Actually, just be you. Be yourself. Don't try to pretend that you're like super knowledgeable business owner if you're not. Or don't try to make yourself super available if you are super high level executive and you don't have time. So just be you. Try to assess whichever way you need to go and then go for it. With this being said, step number 6. Feedback and performance measurements. So you have to communicate with your employees not only in order for them to be involved in your business, but you also need to communicate in order to assess what's going on. Let's say you realize that some measurement of your work goes down and you don't understand, like the efficiency went down, like what's going on, what happened. In order not to like fire people left and right or like be mad and yell or something, like try to communicate, try to see, like, hey, what's up? You were performing this effective last month, but this month something happened. What's going on? Maybe the person has some kind of, like I said, some personal issue. Maybe this person needs some time off. Maybe it just needs a shoulder here and there. Yes, you don't have to be a shoulder to every single employees, especially if you have like, 50 plus. But at the same time, you need to be human. Your employees' happiness and efficiency is your happiness and efficiency, is your business's core. And if they're going to be performing well, your business is going to perform well. So that's why I try to spend the time on the feedback, on the communication. So let's see, you notice that one of your employees is not as efficient as he or she was before, and they take, let's say, longer time to perform the same exact job that they were doing before. Then you start talking, hey, before you were doing this and this, right now it's like twice lesser. What happened? You not only, try to understand people, because sometimes people just don't want to work anymore. They burnt out, or they in a different state of their lives, and that's okay. That's totally okay. You just need to assess it on time so that your business does not suffer much because of it. And it is always sad for me to let people go when we have like big projects and I hire a lot of people and then the project is over. I need to, let them go. It's always heartbreaking for me. But at the same time, this is a great opportunity to get to know people, and probably for the next round, you already know who you hire. Like I said, you don't always have to be a shoulder for them, and you don't have to be always super understanding. You have to have some kind of boundaries. So let's say, hey, this is the work that needs to be done within this period of time. And I know that it's doable just because I have done it myself. Other people have done it before, and I know that it's doable. But your performance is not as good, is not enough for this specific task. And hey, what can we do? Can you do better? Just ask. Or if you can't, let's see, maybe you are going to be more efficient in some other role. And it's also a possibility. Like I had an employee, we hired her to make soap, and she ended up doing 3D printing job and modeling, which was completely, opposite side, because she was okay at making soap. She was not as happy and as efficient. She just needed a job. And then while talking, we realized that she has these skills and she enjoys it more. She took this position that I also needed help with. So these are all the 6 major steps to hire a good employee and to have a good delegation process. And I actually have a great story. So about a year ago, I posted a job description that was not as good, not as full, not as accurate, and not as detailed for a personal assistant. And I had, I think, like 3 or 4 resumes, which I didn't like either of them. So that's why I didn't hire any of them. Half a year later, I learned all the lessons, I fixed my mistakes, and I posted completely different job description for the same exact position, very detailed, very specific, and there were 2 pages of explanation of what I need, what I can offer, and so on. I gave a task to one of my employees to do the recruitment process, to post the job and filter candidates, and we got over than 500 resumes. 500, the same exact job. Half a year later, the job description changed, the process has changed, and I had 500 candidates. We had to get creative of how to filter out, like we gave them the step 2. So, okay, we like, 50 of those. Out of all these 50, I don't think she read all the resumes, just because 500 resumes would take her like, a month of work. She only read the ones that answered this little question at the end. So out of all of them, she sent out step 2. So, okay, so since it was personal assistant, we came up with a clever idea, I think it's clever, on how to filter them further down. So, okay, please plan your co-worker surprise birthday party at work, because this would be one of the tasks for my personal assistant. And then we received, let's say, 20 or 25 explanation of how people are gonna do it. This part I was reading it myself. I enjoyed it, I had fun, and I was just, picking the ones that are the most standing out. So let's say if it's gonna be, I'm gonna order a cake, order the decorations, and I'm gonna coordinate when we're gonna celebrate. That was nothing exciting for me. So that's why I picked the ones who got more detailed or more creative and so on. And out of all of this, I scheduled 7 or 8 interviews, like half-an-hour interviews. Again, I didn't schedule it myself. One of my employees that was doing the recruitment process, she was filtering everything out, and she was doing all the communication with the candidates, and she was scheduling all the interviews based on my schedule availability. I personally did all the interviews. During the interviews, you can kind of assess what's going on. So let's say this person didn't show up on time. That's a good candidate to be out. Or this person checked your website and on the interview he said, hey, like I saw your soap at this Whole Foods or at this store at Sprouts and this location, and you're doing such a great job. I mean, that's always nice to hear. So this person took the time to do the work to establish the relationship. Then ask your questions, whatever you want to ask. Then assess, out of this candidates I hired four personal assistants just because these people were so good. I loved all of them, and that was like another process for me to build and grow the business even more, to hire more people like that, because I enjoyed working for them. With time, 2 out of 4, they didn't work out for their personal reasons, or I didn't have enough communication. At the end, I have 2 of these employees up until now, and I'm super happy with them. They're amazing. I love working with them. That was a success story. These steps will help you to hire quality employees. Don't be afraid to hire people who are better than you. Actually, I'm encouraging you to find people who are better than you at these tasks that you don't like, and most likely 99% chances, no, 100% chances, there is a person who is dying to do the job that you hate doing. This person is going to be efficient and you're going to be happy. That's always a win-win situation. An effective delegation is a core to build the system, because right now I'm here in Florida building my new life, building my new house, my new routine, and my business is efficiently working right now in LA, in Los Angeles, and I'm super happy. I'm super grateful. I love my employees. This is my family. But at the same time, they gave me freedom to live my life. I hope you found this video helpful. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be shooting more videos about delegation, about the system, about business, and probably about my move to a new state. See you soon.